Hello everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks here. I'm going to be installing my Core i7-7700k processor. I was going to do it live stream, but I don't really have a live stream set up yet, so it was going to take too long. This is the first time I'm going to be setting up a Intel install, so this probably isn't going to be a short video. So, I'm probably going to have to edit it and cut out some parts or whatever where there's any lag. So again, i7-7700. From what I've read and learned, people are just kind of putting this in with their hand. I don't like doing that, but I'm going to do it this time because I don't have a lot of time. And then I'm going to attempt to put this monster on there. Okay, as you can see, it's pretty big. You can see it's almost as big as my head. So this is what scares me, this thing. Because you have to put on, this bracket and stuff. So I'm going to be kind of starting and stopping, so that I can make sure I'm doing things right. Let me try to put this here so you can see what I'm doing. So here's the motherboard, right? And my hands are sweating. I'm nervous. I'm used to just doing AMD builds, which are simple, But I don't know if you can read that. So you just basically match up the little arrow. See a little arrow over here? On the sorry. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Well, that's interesting. There is no arrow on the motherboard. Well, that's interesting. Let's look at the user manual. That's always a good idea, right? So I'm going to go to the socket. page where it teaches you about the socket. That'll be this manual here. Well, this doesn't really help me much. See, as you can see, there is no arrow to match up, unless I'm missing it somehow. Let me see. Oh, okay, here it is. It's on the top of the plastic thing, right here. I don't know if you can see that. Alright, so it's still on that left bottom corner. Sorry about that. Leave it up to Intel for complication. I mean, every motherboard has it right on the board, but whatever. Alright, so you're supposed to use the tool to pick this up, which I think is right here. I mean, nobody that I saw was even bothering to use this thing. I don't know why they want you to use this thing anyway. It's kind of weird. So, I guess they want you to drop it in like that. I presume. And then make sure. Well, the arrow is supposed to be over there, so I'm not really sure why they want you to use this. I guess so you don't shock it. So just basically squeeze it and then drop it in. Like that. Sorry, let me see if I can. I don't know if I can get it in focus for you. So you just have to make sure that it dropped in, which to me, it looks like it's in. Now there's two little, I don't know if you can see this either. There's two little notches here. One there and one over here. That kind of sit. They're like, you know, a round notch like that. And then it it kind of sits up against the plastic piece that sticks up. So just make sure that, you know, that's in there rather than sitting on top of them. And then you're good to go. Alright? So I guess I'm officially a Intel expert now on installation. I'm not done yet though. Let's see some warranty. Get a nice little decal. It says tough inside. So I think all I have to do is pull the lever down. So here it says pull the lever down and then take this plastic thing off, as you can see. Which I don't know if you can see it here what I'm going to do, but I'll try to hold it steady. So you just kind of make sure it's falls into this like bolt here. And then just pull the lever down. It sounds terrible, to be honest with you. Like, it's very hard. Very hard to do. It scares me using this thing, to be honest with you. I don't know how that was in there, man. Alright, so basically, you're supposed to just pull the lever down. So. Oh, okay. I guess you gotta pull it out and under. Jeez. So when you pull the lever down, just pull it out and then under the little piece of metal there. It's like it's under this metal here. Goes underneath. So it kind of locks in that way. So I'm assuming it's in. I mean, it looks secure to me. Alright, so this little thing popped off. So if you have a problem with your motherboard, just make sure that you turn that. Alright, so there's my motherboard. So now I gotta work on the monster. Which I guess we're supposed to, well, we gotta put the bracket on first, I know that. So the RAM, I guess I can put on later. I mean, I always like to put it on now, but with this big heat sink here, I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm sorry that I'm not facing you, but this is the only way I could set up the room. Alright, so anyway, to end off this part, you basically install the CPU the same way that you installed the i7 6th generation. It's pretty much the same thing. Here you get a sticker with the RAM, which you can decorate your computer with. Got a decal, so pretty nice. So I'm going to put all this junk, this stuff that I don't need right now, in my motherboard box, including the CPU box, the tool, which you got the plate, extra SATA cords. It also comes with this. If you have a, I guess if you have a adapter on your case, rather than sticking each one of those little wires in, which I think is what I have, you can just put that in the holes and then put the adapter on top. So that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. But I think I have to put each individual wire on my motherboard. I'll look at that later. The motherboard also comes with a SLI bridge connector. Not bad, huh? So if you wanted to put 2 video cards in, you got the bridge connector. That's of course for NVIDIA. Yeah. Got screws for the motherboard, so don't lose them. Alright, so here, I don't know, I wish I could get you closer. Really do. A little higher, not real high. But you got these little things, bolts and screws for the cooler master. It comes with grease. Now somebody said don't use this grease, but I didn't buy any other grease. So I'm going to go ahead and use this grease against the advice of some people. Alright, so I'm going to wait on the RAM here because I don't think I need to put that in yet. So again, this is what I'm installing. For my heatsink fan, gigantic thing. I don't know if I can put this up a little bit more so you can see me. Maybe I can go. I'm trying to get as close as I can so you can kind of see the table. But I don't want you to just look at my forehead. Grease. We can wait on the grease. Screws for motherboard. See, I'm already throwing them on the floor. Alright, there is instructions for that heat sink and fan. So you can kind of, if you're good at following directions, you can follow this. So, I don't know why they want you to take the fan off, though. Why they want you to do that? Alright, so I got to put the bracket on the motherboard first. It's kind of backwards. I mean, they want you to put the grease on ahead right now. I think I'd rather put the bracket in first. Oh, okay. I get it. If you already know what you're doing and you're going to do things quickly, then you can put the grease on like right now. But I'm still going to wait until I get the bottom on first. And then once I'm ready to put the bracket on the top, then I'll do the, which I think is this. This is what you have to put on the top. This is how it's going to stand on there. You can see the thing here. So once you get the bracket on the bottom, which I think this is the bottom, right? Then this is kind of going to go on this like this. And then I assume this is going to go up on top. Oops. There's a little sticker on here you got to take off. This will go up here like this, or whichever way you're going to have it. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video right now just so I can make sure I know what I'm doing. And, you know, you always got to have your soda. Ain't nothing like a good cola while you're putting your computer together. Okay. Wish me luck. Excuse me. I just have to make sure. I'm just gonna basically, you know, I'm gonna basically just go over what I'm going to do ahead of time, so that I understand exactly what I have to do, because I don't want to make any mistakes. You know, obviously, it's my first time doing this, so I know I have my parts. I know I got my grease, which wasn't recommended, but I'm going to just use it anyway. And I'm going to be putting this thing on. Alright. Alright guys, I'll be back very soon.